Hello YouTube, it's time to play another Doom Snapmap. Today I'm going to be playing Classic Doom E1M5 by one of my favorite authors, Dario Butelli. Map description reads, just like the classic Doom. Fantastic, let's go ahead and take a look at that author profile. Here we go, we got Dario Butelli in the default candy cane armor. Clearly he's too cool to mess with his armor settings. But hey, it's all about the maps today. He is the author of the Land of Torture series, as well as the World of Torture, for a total of 17 maps. I mean, that's one heck of a library if you ask me. Notably, his E1M1 Land of Torture Part 1 map is a community spotlighted map, so definitely go ahead and check that out. But today, we're just sticking to E1M5. I'm going to be playing this map for the very first time, so this is not a guide on how to beat the map. This is literally just me having fun playing through. It's going to be a first time playthrough reaction video. After I play through the map, I'm going to go ahead and share my thoughts, do a little review, talk about what I liked and what I didn't. And in fact, if you want to just skip to that part at the very end, you can go ahead and follow that timestamp at the bottom in the description. It'll take you right there if you don't want to have the gameplay spoiled for you. But for now, let's go ahead and launch it. I'm ready. Alright, here we go. Classic Doom E1M5. And we got that classic Doom music booting us up too, so oh man, I'm pumped. Oh wow, check out this custom geo. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and I got a siphon grenade apparently. Yeah, break your neck. Whoa, check this area out. This is like a little city. Oh man, this geo is freaking nuts. Look at this. Oh, overshot that. Let's see, what other weapons do I got? Oh, I got some weapons. That's good. What all do I have? Oh, I got super shotgun, chain gun, combat shoddy, pistol, and rocket launcher. All right. Let's see, what am I supposed to be doing here? Area lockdown. All right. Oh, got a switch here. What does that do? And there's a switch above it. Interesting. Huh. Man, I really love the author's style. Dario Butelli makes some of the best looking custom geo I've seen. All right. Oh, here they come. Oh, Cyber Mancubus. Wow. I love this level design. So, gray key card. Alright. Huh. So bizarre. I hear some demons groaning. I wonder if they're in one of these buildings here. Maybe there's a switch I can find to open that up. Access denied. Yeah, I can't access that second switch up here. I wonder if maybe another step is going to show up so I can get a little higher on that. I feel like I must be missing something really obvious. So I don't know. I'll try going up here. Oh wait, I see a switch. Here we go. That's gotta do something. Nothing. All right. Another switch. No? Wow. All right. Let's go explore up here. Huh. Interesting. What's this? Oh, just a piece of geo. This open up? Oh, here we go. All right, great. Oh, check out this area. And oh my goodness, we got company. Whoa, we got a little bit of slowdown here. Oh no. A little crowded. Ran right into that. This chain gun's actually working out pretty well for me. Oh my goodness. All the animals are out of the barnyard today. We're getting a lot of lag still. They just keep coming. I wonder, is there something I'm supposed to be doing right now? Other than just killing people? Oh, that lag. Is that it? All right. I think I've beaten back the horde finally. Let's see what's up here. Is this where I came from? Oh no. Okay, here we go. Exit facility. Oh my goodness. We got more demons. Happy birthday. Oh, someone behind me. Oh man. How can you not love that custom geo? That is just beautiful. And I love that floating screen too. That's amazing. Oh man, I love that also. I love all of it. Oh wow, check out this area. What do we got here? A little RG cash. Oh, that upped my health and armor. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh. Exit facility. Specters. Not in my house. Another one right here. More specters. Oh, and a summoner. Oh boy. Got a whole school bus full of these guys. Gotcha. Man, I really love the action so far. You know you're really into it when you're not even talking. You're just so focused on the action. The action's been really good so far. I wonder if there's anything up here. This seems like a good spot to put a secret or something. No. Yeah, I better be careful not to get myself stuck. Oh, I see your grid room. Yeah, Well, enough of that. This action is insane. I love it though. We got all the toughest dudes out here right now. Cybermancubus, Barons, Specters, Summoners. All the toughest dudes are out here. This. Oh, I love these little pylons. Wow. I wonder how he got it to taper like that. That looks really great. Looks like I gotta find a switch. Here we go. Get him. All right. I can't even talk right now. I'm so absorbed by the action. how many cyber mancubuses there are. Oh my goodness. Get a little more health and armor here. Let's see. 200. Whoa, I'm in some... Ah, what the hell? That freaking guy. Oh man, this level is so freaking sweet. I wonder if I can... No, probably can't actually get that. Man, look at this geo. Holy crap. That looks amazing. Wow. Here they come. Blocked. Gotcha. Man, I'm moving pretty quick, huh? Must have had my speed upgraded. No complaints here, though. I hear Pinky. Where is he? All right, more summoners. Bring it. Dang it, you got me. Looks like those guys are set to glory kill only. Incubus. See, I need a red key card. Ah, damn it. Intense. That's all I can say, man. I can't even talk. I'm just speechless right now. Oh, man. What do we got here? Oh, plasma rifle. Great. Okay. Got those two switches. I'm pressing a lot of switches here. Whoa, okay. yet. Oh. Somebody in the wall there. There we go. Oh my god. I can't even breathe, let alone talk. This map is too intense. Okay, so I got the gray key card. There's a gray door I'm supposed to open up. That's not it, but I think I'll take the health here. Remember quite where it was that there was a door that was locked by the gray key card. That's not it. That's where I came from. Anything back here? No. Here we go. Party time. Stuck. Don't get trapped in the corner. man, I ran around that corner and got tagged. Damn. All right. Over here? Man, I can't even talk during these action sequences. They're so freaking nuts. I need like 110% of my concentration. Wow. Holy shit. Let me catch my breath. Oh my god. Wow, that was awesome. Alright, so that was Classic Doom E1M5 by Dario Butelli. What an amazing map. I had a lot of fun playing that. I'm going to go ahead and get into what I liked and then what I didn't. So starting off, let's talk about the things I liked about the map. First of all, I gotta say, fantastic geo. The geo was just out of this world totally. Now it was all classic textures, but man, did they look good. You know, some people paint with, you know, watercolors. Some people paint with like charcoal. Some people apparently paint with blocking volumes. That's what Dario Butelli does. And man, I love just the way the everything looks in this map, especially like the outdoor areas, how you have those bases, those military bases that are like built into the side of the cliffs. And then further on in the level, you have these like areas that have these cool looking arches and these domes with like these textures on the front. And then of course there's like those there's like these buildings that, you know, they just have this classic Dario Butelli look to them. You can't even really describe them, but just everything about the geo in this map was just absolutely beautiful. I don't know what else to say other than that you just got to see it for yourself. It's pretty amazing that, you know, somebody would just you know, make this, because this map isn't actually based off of, as far as I can tell, it's not based off of anything from the original Dooms, like E1M5. I think it's supposed to be Phobos anomaly or something like that. So this map is just like purely made up, but it's, you know, a lot of it looks like it could be something straight out of the, you know, out of the original game, because it just looks that good. But wow, just really beautiful geo. Dario Butelli definitely got to be, I would say, you know, probably in my top 5 of, you know, best geo authors for sure. And this map is no exception. Really just gorgeous. You should play this map if for no other reason than to check out the geo. But fortunately, there are other reasons to play this map, and I'm going to get into the next thing that I liked about it, which was that this map has what I can only describe as heart-pounding action. When I was playing this map, you know, I couldn't even like speak. I was just like so zoomed in and focused on the action that was happening. It was just really, really intense. So, in order to make really good action, if you're gonna like just dump in like a bunch of really powerful demons like the author did in this map, you've pretty much got to have 3 things in order to make that work. You have to have decent weapon selection. You have to have a little bit of speed, and you have to have space. And I had all those things going in this map. You know, most of these modules are just big, wide open areas. You got plenty of space to maneuver. You've got decent weapon selection. You know, you got your rocket launchers and your double barrel, and you've got, you know, all these, you know, really good weapons. And the action is just so intense. Like,
My goodness. I came so close to dying so many times, but that's another thing I just really like about this map is that it feels really challenging, but it also feels fair at the same time. It's not one of those maps that gives you a static rifle and then dumps you out in front of a bunch of cyber mancubuses. And this map actually does, for as challenging and fast-paced as it is, it actually does feel pretty fair, at least for my skill level, because I only died once when I played, and that was towards the very end. But yeah, the action is really good. It's really, to me, it feels really well balanced, and it really kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time I was playing it. And lastly, just the weapon selection. I thought I had a really fair and decent weapon selection, especially considering the fact that you're going up against all the toughest demons, really, pretty much right off the bat. I mean, you got your Barons of Hell, Mancubus, Cyber Mancubus. You got plenty of summoners in this map as well. Hell, not. I mean, really no holds bars, and so it makes sense that you would have a decent weapon selection. And fortunately, you do get that in this game. And I was thankful for it. It really does help if you're trying to clear out a whole room full of summoners to have something like the rocket launcher, and that totally made it a lot easier for me. So yeah, just a lot of really good things, just beautiful geo, good action. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the things I didn't like about the map. I did notice there was an issue with lag. There were definitely some points during the match where things started to get really slow and kind of choppy, especially when all those enemies just sort of start teleporting in. And one thing I've noticed about a lot of Dario Butelli maps is they're all kind of the same in a way, that you have, this really beautiful level, but then the way the enemy encounters happen is he just teleports. He literally just dumps like 12 enemies at the same time in on the map, and that's when a lot of this lag starts to happen. And I don't know if it's just from the number of enemies, the fact that he's just dumping like all these enemies at once, or if it's something else. Normally when I get lag, I can attribute it to there being some sort of solid prop somewhere in the map, and when the enemies run into them, that causes problems. But I also noticed, I opened this map in the editor, and I noticed that when it came to like the floor tiles that he laid down, he had it set so that they were blocking demons and blocking shots. And I thought that was interesting, because normally when I put down floor tiles like that, I don't set it so that it blocks anything, just because I think I tried doing that when I was making my Psychotron map, and it caused more lag. So I always, because if it's only like, one, if it only has a 1 unit thickness anyway, it's not going to make a big difference. Like, you don't need the enemies to be running on top of the tile. They can just run on the grid room floor, and that's, less work for the computer. So I actually went into the map editor and I changed it so that a bunch of the floor tiles wouldn't block demons, and it seemed to do a lot to get rid of that lag. So I mean, that's just something, as an unlicensed Snapmap doctor, I would prescribe, trying to make that change if you can, just sort of unselecting those boxes in the properties that try to block the demons, because it doesn't make a big difference either way, but it seems to make the performance a little bit better. Another thing, this wasn't a huge problem, and for most people, they might not even have an issue at all, but when you start out the map, there seems to be a little bit of idle time that I spent just sort of looking for where the switches were. It's just you start out in that city, right? Which is pretty cool, by the way. Another part of the geo I really appreciated. you start out in this little city block area, and there's kind of, you got a few undead zombies walking around, but there was kind of like a little bit of idle time that I just spent, finding the switches and pressing them and sort of walking back and forth where nothing was really happening. Now, on one hand, that's not necessarily a terrible thing because it gives you some more time to just sort of appreciate the beautiful geo. But on the other hand, it's like, kind of slows things down a little bit. Fortunately, it wasn't a big deal, especially since it's at the very beginning of the map, so it didn't really have a huge impact on the gameplay overall. But yeah, maybe something to consider. Just maybe start out with I don't know, maybe just have one switch that you have to press instead of having to press all three of them, or maybe putting some POI icons over them at a certain point. I don't know. It just felt like there was a little bit of idle time wandering around that maybe wasn't, necessary. Another thing I didn't like about the map was that there was no multiplayer. Now, that doesn't affect your single-player experience, obviously, but, I don't know why not have it. I could understand if, you disabled your network limit so that, and you can't have multiplayer, right? But with this map, it came nowhere near the network limit or anything, so I'm not quite sure why there was no multiplayer enabled. As far as I'm concerned, almost every map should be multiplayer, if at all possible. What's wrong with having fun with friends and just, having the multiplayer, It just seems like a trend I've noticed is that so many maps that, there's really no good reason why they can't have multiplayer. People just shy away from it. And on one hand, I could understand because, it's hard to test for multiplayer because that involves getting somebody to play with you, and the multiplayer is kind of goofy in Doom. But to the extent that, you're comfortable implementing it in your map, I think, go for it, right? So it just kind of sucks that, you can't play this map with a friend, but, that's how it is, I guess. And lastly, the last thing I didn't like about the map was that the final arena that you fight in is like this little area that has all these arches, and it looks really beautiful. I really love the geo in this area, but the problem is it just feels way too small. And you're going up against, barons, mancubus, summoners, and like I said, back to that, the three things that you need to have that really high intensity action that I was talking about. You got to have weapons, speed, and space. And unfortunately, this final arena, because it's so small, I was just constantly getting run into corners, getting hung up on geo, not being able to maneuver, being so easily surrounded by all these insanely tough enemies. I just had no maneuverability in that final arena, and it kind of made some of the combat feel less fair, because that's ultimately where I got killed. And I'm not saying that, just because I happen to get killed there, that means it's, no good. But it just, like, I replayed this map, and that's always the area that gives me the most grief, is that final arena. And I just can't help but think it's just too small. Now, one thing the author could consider doing, or maybe just, everyone else could just sort of think about doing this in the future, is that maybe have something like that arena could be like potentially the starting module. Like, just start the player in that arena with all the arches. And, if you're just fighting, the starting guys who are generally pretty easy, like if you're just going up against the zombies and maybe some pinkies or, some easy guys to start out, you still get the benefit of having that beautiful starting area, that beautiful geo, but you wouldn't have an issue with the maneuverability and the speed and everything just feeling way too tight. So I would recommend just having the player start out in that area, or maybe moving it to a different part of the map, to make things work better. But yeah, for being a final area, it just so cramped, couldn't move. So it's time for a little favorite, least favorite. My favorite thing about this map has to be, it's so tempting to say the geo, but I actually think I have to go with the action. Yeah, the action was so intense in this map. Normally, I'm able, when I'm doing my initial playthrough, I'm a lot more talkative, and I'm able to maybe crack jokes or, just sort of be more verbal about how the map is affecting me and my experience. But when I was playing this map, I just shut up. And I mean, it just, the action was so intense, it just drew in all of my focus, and I couldn't I can't even describe it. I mean, just some of those action sequences were so intense that, yeah, I just shut up and played, and I just got totally absorbed into the action, and it was great. It was great. My least favorite thing about the map, I would have to say just the final arena. Just for being the final battle area, and for having all those demons crammed into that one area that you're fighting at once, it is just way too packed, way too tight. So there's plenty of things the author could do to fix that if he wanted to. He could, have that area be a starting area. He could actually move that into a different grid room and just space everything out more, just kind of widen everything, and just sort of give the player more space to maneuver. There's things that could be done, but just the way it is now, it's just it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't flow right, because it hinders your maneuverability so much. So for that reason, that's my least favorite thing about the map. Overall, E1M5 by Dario Butelli. It was a fantastic map. It was totally beautiful, breathtaking geo. It just, every area looked so unique and so inspired, and there was such a level of detail, and just how there were so many just blocking volumes with classic textures that, it all just looked very inspired and very, very well put together, which is pretty much par for the course when you're talking about a Dario Butelli map. But yeah, beautiful geo, heart-pounding action. What's not to love about it, So that was my experience. If you've played this map, what do you think? Do you think I'm giving it a fair review? What were your thoughts and experiences? Go ahead and leave those comments below. Tell me what you thought about the map if you played it. Or, if you have a map you'd like to recommend for me to play and review, go ahead and leave those comments down below as well with a map ID. I'd appreciate that. So thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.